There's nothing quite like the feeling of being ignored. It is not only annoying and perplexing, but it may also be downright painful at times. There is a possibility that one day you will have a wonderful talk with your Sigma buddy, and the following day or week, they may entirely ignore you. You can be absolutely bewildered and have no idea what you did wrong, so you have to think the way they think and attempt to comprehend why they might be feeling the way they feel. Here are 10 options available to you in the event if a Sigma male ignores you. Number 1. Don't take anything someone says to heart. Before you get all up or immediately conclude that their silence indicates that anything is amiss, it is important that you wait. Take a deep breath and attempt to relax. Do not jump to any assumptions about Sigma guys because they are often quite autonomous and may not feel comfortable talking about how they are feeling. Because of who they are and how they were raised, they are more prone to react in an unconventional manner, but this does not always indicate how they feel about you. They are lone wolves that cherish space, respect, limits, and typically prefer to keep their sentiments private. Sigma men are always thinking and calculating, which may look as aloofness or indifference, so don't be worried if they don't display their feelings openly. This in no way indicates that they do not care about you at all. If your Sigma buddy is ignoring you and there doesn't appear to be a good explanation why they may be preoccupied with something else, you shouldn't worry about it. Instead, just move on with your life. While it is vital to take the time to think on the circumstance and your relationship, be careful not to beat yourself up or create conclusions that aren't accurate. Number 2. Refrain from making any charges. The ability to comprehend people comes naturally to Sigma guys, but this is not always the case in the opposite direction. People frequently find it tough to comprehend the thoughts and actions of a Sigma guy and the way they conduct their life. Do not presume anything about Sigma men's mental processes and avoid making any charges if you do not fully comprehend how they reason. Because it demonstrates a lack of attention or a lack of concern to grasp what is going on, getting blamed for something that you are not doing is something that no one enjoys. When they are certain that you are incorrect, Sigmas won't bother trying to justify themselves. Instead of providing an explanation, they will leave you to languish in quiet until you suddenly realize that it has been months since you two have spoken to one another. It is a guaranteed way to push people away and make it more difficult for you to comprehend why they are distant from you if you are quick to criticize or make assumptions about them. The use of patience and subterfuge is the most effective strategy for dealing with a Sigma guy. Be careful not to allow your preconceived notions get the better of you. Maintain an open mind and do your best to maintain your objectivity at all times. Number 3. Make an effort to be genuine in your goals. Authenticity is of the utmost importance to Sigma males. They are not always willing to buy into the typical social customs, and the only individuals they will accept are those who they believe to be. They abhor pretense and despise anything that pretends to be genuine for the sake of making other people happy. They feel that it is hard to connect with anybody when there are too many people and distractions, therefore they avoid going to social events. This is why they avoid social gatherings. When it comes to romantic partnerships, Sigma guys place a high value on genuineness as one of the most important attributes a partner may possess. Make an effort to be sincere with your objectives, and don't act in a way that is inconsistent with who you are. Simply by being yourself, you will earn their trust and their respect. If you don't reveal who you really are, people will rapidly lose interest in you because of the disconnect. Because Sigma males are so good at understanding people's motivations, you shouldn't even bother trying to fool them or playing mind games with them. The most effective strategy for retaining their support is to maintain your credibility at all times. If your Sigma buddy ignores you over and over again, you might want to examine whether or not you are being truthful about your motives. Even if you believe that no one can read your mind, there is a possibility that they are picking up on tiny signs that you aren't even aware of. Number 4. It's possible that they are occupied with being independent and self-sufficient. The lives of Sigma men typically contain a great number of competing priorities. They frequently have a number of different tasks, and they can be dealing with a significant amount of work or an important undertaking. It's possible that they are just really busy and don't have the time to get in touch with you, especially if they have been ignoring you for several days or weeks. If you are doubtful, you can always. Because communication is a top priority for Sigma men, it is much simpler to get their point of view than attempting to speculate about the scenario on your own. By doing so, you may let them know that you are thinking about them without placing any pressure on them to answer or giving them the impression that you are waiting for them to do so. Instead, you can just let them know that you are thinking about them. If a Sigma has been it is likely not in your best interest to pursue them to get a response because many Sigmas have a tendency to flee when they experience social pressure. This may cause them to feel pressurized, which may prompt them to withdraw their participation. Number 5. Don't try too hard to make small chat. Even if they are conversing with someone in whom they have a romantic interest, Sigma males do not enjoy making idle chatter. It is not because they have a willful aim to be unpleasant or nasty. Rather, it is due to the fact that pointless discussion requires extra mental work on their part. They would want to have interactions that are more in-depth or significant to them. The last thing you want to do is to inquire about the weather or what they had for lunch. This is the absolute worst thing to do. Small chat is a kind of communication that may help individuals connect with one another. But, for Sigma males, it is a complete and total waste of their time and energy. It is frequently more productive to allow them the room to remain silent rather than to force them to engage in idle chatter. Conversations regarding surface topics aren't something Sigmas have the patience for because they'd much prefer discuss more substantive and intellectual topics. They frequently spend a considerable amount of time to think about their responses before sharing their thoughts in public situations. Because of this propensity, they may give off the impression that they are unapproachable, which may make even simple conversation challenging for them. This in no way implies that Sigma guys are unsociable. Simply put, they are not very valuable at all. All of these factors together cause Sigma guys to despise small talk in informal interactions with acquaintances. On the other hand, Sigma males like engaging conversations with their close friends or even total strangers who match their deep analytical mindsets. Number 6. Give them some room to breathe. Large group settings have the potential to quickly deplete the energy of Sigma guys. Their lack of speech frequently reveals a great deal about their need for privacy. It's always preferable to give the other person room to ponder and answer in their own time, so give them that space. Whether you have taken action to resolve the problem. The Sigma male is a one-of-a-kind sort of man who resists conforming to the standards of society, despite the fact that they are aware of the significance of the Sigma group. Males are known to be more self-reliant than other males and frequently choose to separate themselves from the herd. They flourish when left alone and derive enormous satisfaction from investigating their own thoughts and ideas. To make way for the growth that is necessary for Sigma males, it is essential to show proper consideration for their need of privacy, autonomy, and freedom. We should make an effort to step back and allow Sigma guys the space they need to develop rather than driving them into unpleasant circumstances or insisting that they adhere to stringent societal standards. If we do this, we are more likely to see positive results. After all, having a Sigma in the vicinity may be a tremendous benefit for any club or organization. Due to the fact that they are self-sufficient. In general, Sigmas are not easily swayed by the opinions of their peers and are not reluctant to question established modes of thought. Giving someone the independence they seek can lead to significant discoveries that would not have been feasible under any other circumstances. Therefore, make sure that you give Sigma men a lot of space. If we do this, the situation in our communities will improve. Number 7. Maintain your composure and wait with patience. It is not difficult to feel annoyed when you believe you have done something wrong and another person is angry at you for it. Make an effort not to let the event completely consume you, and don't let it bother you on a personal level. It is advisable not to jump to any conclusions about what your Sigma buddy may be going through if they are not openly stating that something is wrong. Their lack of expression might indicate a variety of things. It's possible that they're taking a vacation from socializing, concentrating on a hobby or anything else, and completely taking the time to find out why staying apart from others might be good in the long run. When it comes to interacting with a Sigma guy, patience and understanding are essential components of a successful strategy. Because of their penchant for spending time alone themselves and their independent personality, Sigma men are the sort of men who are the least understood. When communicating with a Sigma, it is in your best interest to maintain your composure and be patient. You will ultimately be able to comprehend their conduct and will be able to deal with circumstances like this one more easily in the future if you take the time to get to know them better and put in the effort. Number 8. Rather of fretting and hanging around, you should inquire as to if something is upsetting them. Why not just inquire as to whether anything is taking place? If you are the one to bring up the subject first, it is probable that they will be more open to the idea. Sigma guys would prefer not speak about the things that upset them and instead choose to avoid talking about them. They will have the opportunity to share their thoughts and opinions on the situation if you ask them directly. The risks associated with forming hasty judgments and overanalyzing a predicament much outweigh the potential benefits of doing so. It is best to discuss things out in any situation. The fact that male Sigmas are experts in nonverbal communication and can typically interpret body language is another factor that works in their favor. If people have a sense that you are being honest with them, they will be more likely to be open with you and discuss the problems that they are facing. Number 9. Schedule some one-on-one time with the person. Make the effort to schedule some one-on-one time with your Sigma, and take the initiative to do so. They might not always be up for going out or meeting new people, so it would be best if you planned something that did not include a large group of people. It may be as easy as an invitation to get a cup of coffee together, go for a stroll around the park, or even just have lunch together. The majority of the time, Sigma guys love being by themselves and reveling in their own company, but they are also able to appreciate spending quality time with those who are close to them. The greatest approach to talk about the things you want to talk about is to have a conversation with just one other person that isn't dominated by pointless small chat or subjects. Always remember to be considerate of the personal space that your friends have established. If they do not wish to take part, they should not be coerced into doing so. Sigmas require some time to adjust to their surroundings and become comfortable in the company of people. Therefore, it is important to allow them the room and time to do so at their own speed. Number 10. If they have to change plans, try not to take it personally. Do not immediately conclude that your Sigma buddy is avoiding you simply because they had to cancel at the last minute. Typically, this is only a hint that they require some time to be by themselves. Therefore, rather of getting caught up in the drama, you should merely reschedule at another time. Sigmas have a tremendous potential for comprehending empathy and loyalty, despite the fact that they may not always be the ones with the most outgoing personalities. Even if they don't always express it, they care deeply for their friends and would do whatever in their power to assist them if they were in trouble. Therefore, you shouldn't take it personally. Even if they don't make it one day, they'll be there again before too long.
Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And do share with your friends so we may continue to create them. To see more videos like this, subscribe and don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Additionally, make sure to check out our other videos. Thank you for watching.